Oh, thank God. I for some reason thought that because this was Robert Redford's last film that he had died. I read the term Swansong in the BFI guide and just immediately jumped to dead. Don't worry folks, he's still very much alive. He's just retired from acting. Oh my God, I got such a sigh of relief when I found out he was still alive. Yay! Hey up guys, so next film up for discussion from the London Film Festival is the latest film from David Lowery, the guy that gave us A Ghost Story and Pete's Dragon, and this film's called The Old Man and the Gun. A Ghost Story, Pete's Dragon, and The Old Man and the Gun. Yeah, David Lowery really doesn't have a type, does he? But I guess that's a good thing that he's not afraid to try new things. A lot of directors get pigeonholed into a particular type of film, but you can't accuse David Lowery of doing the same film twice. The Old Man and the Gun as a title is an accurate description of the plot. This film is based off the true story of bank robber Forrest Tucker, who's played in this film by Robert Redford, who's in his 60s, so here we have the old man of the title. He brings a gun with him to each robbery, but the thing with Forrest is, he has a style. When he robs a bank, he just flashes the gun, compliments the banker, and then thanks them after they've handed over the cash. Nobody ever gets hurt. The bankers are so bowled over by his genteel, kind demeanor that they practically hold the door open for him as he exits with the stolen cash. The gun of the title is really just a prop. One character even says it wouldn't surprise him if Tucker had never once fired that gun. Robert Redford oozes charm as Tucker. This is such a great role for him. He's just this kind old man who's a little bit badass. He's confident but not cocky. He's old but kind of still sexy. Yep, I went there. Robert Redford is so cool and charming in this that even I started to feel a little bit weak in the knees watching him do his thing. But his performance only gets better after he meets Jewel, who's played by Sissy Spacek. He pulls over on a highway to help after her truck breaks down. This is a convenient way for him to ditch the cops, but there's also this instant sparkage between them as characters. I'm not kidding when I say that this may be my favorite on-screen pairing of the year. These two make Jackson and Ally from A Star Is Born look like Jack and Wendy from The Shining. The chemistry between Redford and Spacek is electrifying. It doesn't even feel like they're acting because it's so natural. In a film with multiple robberies, would you guys believe me that my favorite parts of this film was watching these two make googly eyes at each other? That's how good they are here. They make you feel hopeful for love. That's not to say that the bank robberies in this are dull. They're very exciting. I love how Lowery shot them. They're very elegant and crisp. They run like clockwork. Which brings me into my next point. Time is a prevalent theme that Lowery brings to your attention. The ticking of Tucker's watch is the first thing that both we and Tucker hear. This tells us a lot about his character, that he's precise, organized, and has a plan. But time is something that comes up frequently in discussion with Tucker's scenes with Jewel and his other bank robber buddies, who are called Teddy, who's played by Danny Glover, and Waller, who's played by Tom Waits. Collectively, they are known as the Over-the-Hill Gang. When you know there's an end and you're aware of the ticking clock, it forces you to live. And that's exactly what Tucker says. He says, I'm not talking about making a living, I'm talking about living. And to Tucker, robbing banks is what makes him feel most alive. Some men build models, some collect stamps, some take up DIY or gardening, but for Forrest, he finds passion in robbing banks. This is what makes him such a great character because his motivations are pure. Even though he's doing something wrong, he's not doing it to cause harm or because he's malicious. He's doing it for the rush of joy that he gets from it. In short, to feel alive. Casey Affleck is also in this as police officer John Hunt, the man who's hot on Tucker's trail. Affleck is a frequent collaborator of Lowery's and he's good in this too, as is his wife Maureen, who's played by Tika Sumpter. What I really loved about this film though is how classic it feels. Like Tucker, it has style. This film is set in the 80s and the attention to detail in the costume, editing, and music makes you feel like you're watching something that could have actually been made in the 80s. Lowery shot this entirely on 16mm, so the textured film makes it look aged, which ties in beautifully with the film's themes of age and time. I also love that the opening credits felt very old. The font is very 80s, and if you look closely, the titles jolt ever so slightly, like if you paused a VCR, which we do see later in the film when Hunt is looking at some bank CCTV footage. Even the poster looks vintage old school. This poster has more going for it than most Marvel movie posters do. Simple, elegant, gives you the tone and the style. That's all a poster really needs to do for you. I don't have a lot of negatives, but I do think that the film missed an opportunity to end on a snappier moment. I don't want to spoil it for you, but what I thought was the ending wasn't. There's a very cool sequence towards the end of this film, which is like a montage of Tucker's past. I won't say any more, but I thought this was the optimum time to let the credits roll. However, the film goes on for like an extra 10 minutes. It's not like the extra scenes send the film into a nosedive. They do serve a function, but the ending would have had more punch if it ended where I thought it should have ended. It would have been a tease for us to want more, but even though we got more, it wasn't completely necessary. Sometimes less is more. Right, let's ask those 3 questions. Would I watch this again? Yes, this film is so damn charming, and it's got a lot of character in the way that it's presented. It feels like a classic, but falls just short of instant classic. And this may be Robert Redford's final performance, but he has picked a corker of a film to go out on. Would I recommend it? This film is a pleasure to watch. I think everybody could get something out of this film. Some people will love it for the stylish bank scenes. Some will just swoon for the romance between Spacek and Redford. Yeah, give it a watch, guys. And what score am I gonna give it? I'm gonna give The Old Man and the Gun a score of 9 out of 10. There you go, guys. That is my review of The Old Man and the Gun. Have you guys seen this film? If you have, what did you think of it? And my quick question for you guys today is, what is your favourite Robert Redford film or performance? Whatever you think, be sure to let me know in that comment section below. If you guys do like this content, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Stardust, all that information is in the description link below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.